We will continue our coach's lunch here at O'Neill's Grill with women's basketball head coach Sean O'Regan. The women's basketball team is coming off of a week-long trip, a couple of games that played at Florida State and then in Cancun against Idaho State, followed by Iowa. So some great tests for women's basketball last week. This week, the Dukes will host Hampton back home at the Convocation Center Friday evening, and then we'll be on the road at Rutgers on Monday. So some more tough tests for the Dukes. A programming note, Monday's game at Rutgers will be a little different. Radio coverage will be on 100.1 FM here in the Valley. On that note, we will move to head coach Sean O'Regan.
Hey everybody. No, it's a little different weather here than down in Cancun, but we're surviving. No, I thought we had a good but a long 9-day road trip, and I thought we learned a good amount about our team and what we have. But did I want to come out of here 1-2? Absolutely not. We did. But again, we learned a little bit about each other. Got a couple weaknesses exposed, and I think we're going to be ready to attack it this week going into Hampton. So some good performances. I thought Lexi Barrier got back on track in Mexico. I thought Dee Griffin got back on track. So putting the pieces together, I think we got overall a really good experience for us. I think we got better in the last week or two. So we can start there, and whatever you guys got, we can start.
We talked after Florida State about you wanting to come out of the gates with a lot more energy. You seemed to do that in both games in Mexico, but against Iowa, that just sort of fell off. What happened in those last three quarters to allow the Hawkeyes back in it?
It's funny. It's what we chose to do yesterday was watch the fourth quarter of the game with our team, because I think you're exactly right. I think we decided that was going to be our focus, to just go attack, and we did that both games. I thought Idaho State, we did that. We did a great job doing that. I thought Iowa, we did that. But kind of similar to the Tennessee game, I thought it was. I thought we came out really well, took a lead. In very figurative, kind of slapped them around in the face a little bit, but they got aggressive right after us. And what I felt like we didn't do well down the stretch of Iowa, I didn't feel like we took care of the ball, and I feel like we weren't making good choices as far as, if we don't have a rebound, we're playing hard, but you can't foul somebody 90 feet from the basket to put them on the free throw line. And one of the glaring things for me, I thought, was inability to defend down the stretch. That was something that I felt like cost us. I mean, they scored 29 points in the fourth quarter. And again, that was a little bit of our turnovers, that was a little bit of our defense, that was a little bit of the fouls. But again, you're not going to close and win a game letting somebody score 29 points in the fourth quarter. So I do think they're a good team. They've got some pretty strong players, inside, and I thought that cost us a little bit. But all in all, what I've been impressed with this team so far is that anything we focus on, we've accomplished, other than maybe coming out with a victory. But if we wanted to come out stronger initially, we did that. And so what that's telling me is that we're coachable, we're listening, and I'll put it on me to find a way to come out with more wins.
How do you get a more consistent 40-minute effort out of this team?
Just getting better every day. But I do think, finding a rotation that works the best. And so, again, the more games I can see, the more film I can watch, the more I can start to figure out what our best lineup is down the stretch. And, who we can trust the most defensively, or offensively down the stretch. And, again, I hate to say it, but foul trouble, Logan gets her fourth. And in the first quarter, I have to take Logan and Precious both out because of foul trouble. So, again, we got to play smarter. But I think I'm learning our team more and more every day. I mean, at one point, I think from about the 6-minute mark to the 4-minute mark, we're playing 3 freshmen in the fourth quarter in a game in Iowa. And I'm confident with them, but again, they're more apt to make a mistake than somebody who's a junior, senior. And again, that's part of it, is just learning our team. But we got to continue to get better. We had a hard practice yesterday. We're going to have another one today, and that our goal is to not be 6-0 right now. Our goal is to finish the season strong. That's the whole goal. So if we have to take a loss to learn, that's okay with me.
Piggybacking off of that, we've talked about having the tougher schedule. Do you see that already paying dividends for you? On the other side of the coin, does it make it harder to maybe learn about your team because you're facing these tough opponents,
Well, no, I think I would prefer it this way, and I think it's happening how I wanted to. Other than, I think if we played our best, I think we're 5-1. I think right now 3-3 is about where we should or it's acceptable to be for me. But I think our efforts against Tennessee and Iowa, I think we had a chance to close those games, and if we did, we're great. We're 5-1. Maybe we're receiving votes, but the schedule is helping me figure out, okay, can Lexi Barrier play against a high major team? Can Logan Reynolds handle the pressure of a half-court trap or a 1-3-1 zone, which is what Iowa did to us down the stretch of a game? So that's what I want, and that's what I'm learning, and that's what I like. And no disrespect for any of these teams, but I learned a lot more about our team with Iowa and Tennessee than I did for St. Francis or Idaho State. And I learned something in those games. Idaho State, I didn't know. That guy can coach. That guy, he has some really good actions. He forced us to play zone a little bit more than I want. So my point is, I'm learning our team as we go, and I've been impressed with a lot of the things we've done. But this is not the end. We got to continue to build every day, and that's what I told them. I hate to break it to you guys, we only got 23 more games. We got a whole lot more practices than we do games. So come bring your energy to practice, because we got to continue to improve.
With your now two-time CAA Rookie of the Week, Kamaya Smalls, you've spent time in the program where you've seen your share of players who don't exactly just jump right out of the gate. They have a bit of an adjustment period getting into the program. What is it about her and her work ethic, technique, that kind of makes her seamlessly just kind of jump in?
Yeah, I think what I've been most impressed with her is her competitiveness and her basketball IQ. And, I can remember a moment in the Iowa game where they had run an out-of-bounds play, which she got a steal on and a breakout layup. And she was on the bench at the time, and she couldn't help but she was trying to call that thing out like crazy so we could get the steal again. But she recognizes stuff like that. So she's a competitor. She's a basketball player. And what I've been on her about, I was on her yesterday as hard as anybody, because look, you have not arrived. You got your Rookie of the Weeks. That's great. I'm proud of you, and that's a good thing that you're getting some recognition. But you have to continue to improve, because as a freshman, every game that you play, now more people have seen you. Now they know you like to do this. I'm not giving anything away, but they learn your tendencies, and they learn, our league is good. Our league is going to scout. Our league is going to find a way to try to stop her. So she's got to continue to develop her game and keep working hard. But I've been very impressed with her competitiveness, her IQ, and her athleticism is off the charts, and that helps her. It helps her immensely. But Kamaya is going to be a really good player for us, because she's just about basketball all the time, and that's what I can ride with somebody like that.
Went over those final 10 seconds 5 or 6 times yesterday. How important are those reps? Because the other thing I noticed is, it was all your 3 freshmen, your transfer, and a sophomore. How important are those practice reps to getting some of those more inexperienced players sort of used to those moments? Well,
I'm glad you were there for that, because I thought that was one of our better sessions that we've had, because I could have easily, the first time we ran through that last 10 seconds, the white team missed the shot. We could have moved on. We won the game, fine. We made a little mistake. I talked them through it. But that's what I think our team needs right now, is that we have youth on our team. We need to develop them and have them understand why, and not just, hey, you got to stop, that's great. We need to understand, this is how we want you to get a stop. Amber Porter, you have to get your hand up on a ball screen switch. And every little thing you do matters, and that's what our focus is right now, is little things. Every little thing we do matters. That little tip, from the top of a 1-3-1 causes a turnover for Iowa, and we go from there. Those little things matter, and to freshmen or newcomers, I don't think they understand the significance all the time. So what we need to do and what my focus is for this week is we need to know exactly who we are and what we're trying to accomplish and focus on those little things. So they might be mad at me. They might be mad at me this week, but that's okay with me as long as we continue to get better. And they need to know. They need to be in help side. They need to know why they're in help side. They need to know why we're doubling down on the post in this possession, whatever it is. But they have to know that very clearly. So I was glad to go through the last 10 seconds. And for everybody that doesn't know, we were up 3 with 10 seconds to go trying to get a stop, and we probably did it 10 different times. I don't know, 8, 9, 10 different times. And everybody else made a mistake. So it was a good learning session for our team.
How does this team change now that Didi is quote unquote healthier, than she was at the beginning of the season?
Yeah, I mean it's a huge plus for us. And the hard part for me is that this is exactly who I thought she was going to be this whole year. And so when she came out in Idaho State and finally erupted off the three, I had told Craig, our radio guy, before the game, I'm waiting for this team to erupt. I know we can shoot the three a whole lot better than we have. And so Didi doing that, I think, opens up everything, because now you're going to have to play her much closer on the perimeter. It opens up a driving lane for Kamai. It opens up a driving lane for Precious, and it's another scoring option for us. Which again, I'm not surprised or shocked at all. That's what I thought Didi was going to be for us. I kind of pushed her in. I thought that she'd be our second leading scorer, and so did the CAA. So. I'm glad to kind of have her get that monkey off her back where she finally saw the ball go through the net a couple of times. She's playing with more confidence. And she had a big 3 to start the fourth quarter against Iowa. But I think Didi's going to come around to be a really good player and a really solid all-conference player for us throughout. But it's just coming together more every day. So if she can do her near double-double performance every game, and that we can get that consistency. If Kamai continued to score a little bit, now she gets 10 a game. Precious obviously doing her thing. We can fill in those other holes as the consistency grows. So it will certainly help.
How would you evaluate Logan's start to the season? Obviously taking over the point guard role. You've mentioned a couple times you want to be a little bit more aggressive on offense. I mean, how would you evaluate sort of how she's doing so far?
I can't give her an A+ just yet. She's working. She's working, and I'm on her more than anybody else. And I had a 30-minute discussion with her yesterday about how she needs to be a better leader for our team. But I thought she had a really, really strong first half, and she's got to stop fouling. I think she leads our team in fouls, if I'm not mistaken, which is a characteristic a point guard can't have. To start there, I think she needs to be on the floor so she can be our leader. And Precious is maybe our emotional leader, but Logan's the one that needs to call us together. There's a foul, she needs to call our team together. She needs to pat Precious on the head if she's missed a couple in a row. She needs to develop that leadership role, which is not that easy. But that's the goal for her, and that's her work in progress, is that she knows she's not there yet, but that's where she needs to be, and she's a sophomore. So it's one of those things that I'm pushing her to be every day. But, she's got work to do. She's got work to do just like everybody else. I mean, I can go down our team. Everybody's got some work to do. And I've been pleased with her, but she needs to be in the game because she's the one that creates shots for Precious or others better than anybody else. And that's one thing I'm watching, and I have a growing concern over is our assist to turnover ratio as a team is not as good as it needs to be. So she's the one that's going to really help out with it.
Sean, looking specifically at your next opponent, the Dukes will be home Friday night hosting Hampton. Hampton, a team that's had success over the years. 3-4 at the moment, but don't let the record deceive you. 4 losses against Power 5 conference opponents in that 3-4 record. What do you expect in terms of a test for your team in that matchup Friday night?
Just that, a test. They're tough. They're always tough. I've been here the home opener where we lowered our banners and they beat us. I think 68-66, something along those lines. But David Six does a great job with them. Last year we learned a lesson. We were down 14 in the fourth quarter, came back and won in overtime. But they're tough. They're hard-nosed. And his philosophy is a lot like mine in the sense that he wants to go play those high major teams to get tested. So he's gone to Northwestern. I've seen it, South Carolina. He's done some of those games where, exactly right, I'll be telling our team all week, they're not a 3-4 basketball team, you know. So we'll be prepared, but I'm fully expecting a battle with them. It's not something where I'm thinking like we're going to rest or anything like that. It's going to be a good test for us, and he always has something up his sleeve. So, you know, I look forward to that because I think it's a good game. I think it's a good game for Virginia. 2 Virginia schools playing, but we'll be ready for that. But I expect a test. That's for sure. He generally does a good job. I mean, they play some up-tempo stuff, but they're a big-time defensive team, and he really works that aspect of it. So, you know, we'll make sure we're ready and figure out how to score and you know, what keys it's going to take for us to win that game.
A real serious question. Are you happy that Kenny's not around to brag about the Cowboys?
Yes, I think this whole community might be around. Glad he's not bragging about the Cowboys, although the Redskins are doing well. But yes, the Twitter boasting certainly doesn't slow down for him.
All right, well, that will wrap up our fan and press luncheon from O'Neill's Grill here on University Boulevard. Check out the women's basketball Dukes will host Hampton Friday night at the Convocation Center, and then the football Dukes will be home Saturday afternoon, 2 o'clock on ESPN 3. If you can't make it out, tickets are available, jmutickets.com. Friday's women's basketball game will also be broadcast on Madison on HD Sportsnet, presented by the JMU Alumni Association.